football matchup. Of course, be sure to subscribe to our channel, smash the like button. Man, I love these halftime shows, and the Squares getting pounded in this one. What do you think?
I'm not surprised here. I mean, Brady's really just showing his age. It's time for him to retire.
But here, here's the
so
thing.
Many drop passes.
So if you bet the Giants, you're almost 3 touchdowns to the good here, and I just happen to have a little money line on them as well. So I don't know if we're out of the woods with the Giants, because I mean you could see the Bucs scoring 3 touchdowns here and the Giants not getting any. But, all we really need is a field goal. You got to figure we get a field goal, we're probably pretty good here, right? So, it's always hard, when we're in this situation where, so the Bucs, here's the line for the second half. So here's how much faith they have in the Giants. The Buccaneers are -10 for the second half. So interestingly enough, right before the show, I've spent maybe the last 45 minutes before the show, I was talking to my good friend Ben from MetaBet, and he was we were talking about all the states that are going to be coming online for sports betting and the progression and, all the great offers that they're going to have. So it's like, if you're like Ann, who lives in Pennsylvania, there's a few sports books in Pennsylvania now, right? She has limited choice. They've thrown her out of some already, right? It's like if you beat them, they don't like to lose, so they throw you out.
I got kicked out of another one today, actually.
Yeah.
I'm in New Jersey, but I got kicked out of another one. So,
so you guys understand how it works. But as that happens, there'll be a lot more offers and a lot more. Let's just call them user-friendly things that are going on. So just I know that a lot of these companies out there, they're trying to get you to sign up for these sports books and push. We're not going to do that. What we're going to do is we're going to be selective and find you the best ones, and we're going to deal with only trusted companies. Some of them still might throw you out. They don't like to lose. They don't like to lose. When we gave out that Braves, that reverse -3.5 at 960, I didn't make any friends. We know that.
Speaking of sports books, I know in DraftKings right now it is -9.5 for the second half for Bucks.
I'm showing 10 at -105 for.
I got -108.
And this is why you need multiple sports books, because you're seeing different lines. So if you want the Giants at +10 -115. So I made a little bit of a mistake last night. I thought I was putting 250 on the Cowboys. I have a 2,500. So I got a little bruised on that game when I didn't think I actually was. I didn't realize until I put my Giants bets in today, and that hurt. But we were way up, right? I mean, it was a total. it was finally a sharp week in college and NFL. So I had a really nice weekend. So it didn't hurt all that much, but I still would rather have the money, to be honest with you, than to. I wouldn't have bet that on the Cowboys, that's for sure. But anyways, I got Bucks +10, or Bucks -10 here. What are you thinking here for the second half? The total is at 24.5. We have 19 points, and it was a struggle to get to that.
So I'm checking multiple sports books. The one I'm seeing right now that is best is the DraftKings, and that's at 23.5 for -115. I like the over here personally. I know Brady, he does a lot better in the second half, as you saw with that Chargers game. They were 24-14, and he came back, and it was just I feel like he will get it together the second half, and we should see at least, some more touchdowns. I know they've been settling for field goals. I'm going with my gut on this one for the over at 23.5. You could always wait, let it drop, the first couple of minutes and get that live. I haven't made up my mind yet about the spread here. Still kind of looking at the numbers and seeing.
We have a massive middle here, though. If you have the Giants like where I have them at 13.5, right? You have a massive middle, because the Bucks -10 puts you at the Bucks -4 for the game. So we have a 9-point middle where we can hit both sides of this thing. So
that's what I did last night.
Of course, we loved it. We like the old school term. We're double dipping. we're double dipping.
I remember I was on the phone with you. I said we bought him for the under.
I was
15.5. I said, Mitch, I'm buying the over right now, and I hit it.
We're not fans here. We're not loyal. It's like we're cashing. It's like we'll cash again. It's like we're as loyal as our next wager. But I just think that for me, it's like I just don't see the over here. I see the under, and it's like I just don't see a lot of points. I think that Tom Brady's struggling here, and the Giants are his kryptonite. They are his absolutely. Kryptonite, and it's like we saw it, and we talked about it on the show this morning, and we dissected it. That it was just, there's been no week-to-week continuity in the NFL this year. There just hasn't. There hasn't been any team that every single week you could say, man, this is what they did last week. Oh man, what they did this week. I mean, the Rams are kind of the whole NFL in a microcosm. It's like they battle from way back against Buffalo and lose, and then they beat the crap out of somebody, and then it's like they lose in Miami to a first-time starter. It's like there's no continuity, zero. Teams, the Seahawks, the Chiefs, the Steelers that have been strong all season, but I mean Lamar Jackson can't even throw it. And all these people saying the same thing, that Tom Brady's going to get his numbers. Tom Brady's going to get his numbers. It makes me believe he's not going to get his numbers.
We like that when everyone's thinking the same. That's how the casino gets you.
Did you see all the Facebook comments about the beatings everyone took this weekend? I mean, I had one of my best weekends I had 2 really bad weeks in a row, and then this weekend I cleaned their clocks, and I think that for me, I'm on the Giants here. I'm gonna stick with my guns. Giants are plus 10 for the second half. I also like the under. I think this game remains this muddy mess. And Tom Brady, we just saw him try to guide the team down and to beat Tom Brady into double dip touchdown right before the half. I mean, how many times have we seen Brady do that? He couldn't do it. And as crazy as this is, Jason Garrett has this Bucs. I'm going to stick with my guns here, and I'm going to stay with the Giants. I'm going to ride it out. I'm going to take them here plus the 10 points. I think it's going to stay under. I think we're going to see a lot more of what we've seen. I
definitely like the Giants here. I'm still feeling the over. This 23.5 on DraftKings is the best I've found so far. But like you said, Mitch, if you're feeling that under, and the live bettors out there, you want to let that go down a little and then buy the over. Why not?
Well, there's a lot of people here on Tampa is what it is. We're seeing a lot.
Too many.
Yeah, there's too many people in the comments.
There's so many here
on Tampa. There's way too many. It's like, I mean, if Bitler was here, which he isn't, so I'll speak on his behalf. The Bucs are not trash. There's no continuity from week to week in the NFL. I mean, that's the way that it is. This is professional sports. There are no scrubs on these rosters. That's why there is no continuity. Every single job in the NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball, everybody's trying all the time. There's 2 or 3 plays that decide an NFL game. We looked at the Giants this morning, and we saw how many of their games have been 3 and 4 point games. They had their last 2 games have both been decided by 1 point. They were 1-1 in those games. Both were decided by 1 point. We saw them against the Eagles. I mean, we would like to pretend that we didn't have to watch that, but we saw it. We saw that Eagles-Giants game. That was rough. It's like I just caught a visual. It was not good. So I don't know. Personally, for me, I'm gonna stick with the Giants. That's where I am this game. We're getting 10 points in the second half. I think we stick with the Giants here. We take the 10. I'm already up. It's going to take 3 touchdowns to beat me anyway on the game, and I'm already in big on that. So no reason for me to waver. And on a little bit different thing, because she was more of on the over, so she's more looking for a move to smooth it out.
I mean, I love that. I feel good having that Giants at plus 12.5 to begin with. It stayed under the first half, so I'm feeling better about the over for the second half. I think we'll see that. It did open up at 47, I think, originally. So you have to remember it sometimes does usually stay within 2 points around that number.
Yeah, I took the Giants plus 13 for the game. I took that.
Oh, it was great. We were talking about this last night.
Yeah, it was easy money. Easy money.
It was like everything on paper just said Giants. But I do feel Brady has these moments in the second half where he just does better. It's the Giants. So.
He's not done. He's not done. Tom Brady is not done. There's going to be some points here, but it's like it just seems that like even here right before the half, Tom Brady got some yards, but it was kind of a bend, don't break type defense that they're running on him. And it's like the Giants, I mean, this is a totally different coaching staff, totally different set of players, totally different general manager, totally different everything. He just sees the Giants and it's his kryptonite. It's like this is the team he cannot get past. And it's like to think that they're going to blow them out by 2 touchdowns, down by a touchdown already in the second half is, I don't know, it's a reach.
Well, you're even going against the Dallas defense coordinator too, which is and it's like he still can't even get the job done.
No, he can't.
It's unbelievable. But we're not surprised by this going in. The general public is going to say, "Oh, yeah, Bucs are going to definitely win by 2 touchdowns." That's what they want. They go by what you're thinking, and you have to kind of cross that bridge and take the opposite sometimes. And most of the time, it's usually what happens. I love asking regular people, what are you feeling today? Oh, yeah, Bucs are definitely going to blow them out. And I'm like, okay, I feel better more about taking the Giants.
I don't think the past 2 Super Bowls are on Tom Brady's mind here. I don't think that that's the case. I think that Tom Brady is not the same Tom Brady that we saw 2 or 3 years ago. And while people are looking at the Patriots and saying, man, look how bad the Patriots are without Tom Brady, the cap was creating a lack of depth. It wasn't the cap. It was all the COVID opt-outs that they had. They had a ton of them. And believe me, if Gronk was the answer, they would be going to him already here.
Yeah, they were going to have him covered very well tonight. So it's like I think there was something for him to have like 50 yards tonight, which was I think that's what it opened up at. I said that's crazy. You got to look at these things and kind of put the story together.
Yeah, it's there is no way. Bittler said this morning, he's like, there's no way that the referees are going to let this game get out of hand early. There's no way. There was no way.
He did. He said that, and you know what?
But the refs haven't had to do anything. The refs have done a nice job in this game. They have been pretty much non-existent.
Yeah, Baylor completely called that because once he said that to me, it was like the light bulb had clicked, and I said he's absolutely right, and I went Giants.
I would never say that. I would never say that, but
No, but he made a great point. It's
rare
like
when it's actually
it hit home with me.
Most people know it's rare when Brian and I agree like so strongly on a play, and this was one of those games where we both really strongly agreed. You look at Daniel Jones. Less than 2.3 seconds to pass. And this is what they did in L.A. with Goff, is get the ball out of his hand in a hurry. Because if you let him sit back there and let him make decisions, I don't care if he went to Duke, you're dead man. You're dead man because he's not that smart. I don't know how he got into Duke, whatever. Oh, we don't give athletes preference. Yeah, you do. Okay, yeah, you do. Anyways, they've kicked off the second half. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Be sure to smash the like button. And the Giants with a big return to start the second half. Dion Lewis off to the races, out to the 45-yard line. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Have a great night. We'll see you guys tomorrow. I don't know what the hell we're going to talk about. We might do like just a free-for-all show where we just answer your questions for the whole show. Like we used to do free-for-all Fridays. Maybe we'll do Election Day free-for-all. I'm voting for tacos. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.